This episode is brought to you by Kia's first 3-row all-electric SUV, the Kia EV9, with available all-wheel drive and seating for up to 7 adults, with a 0 to 60 speed that thrills you 1 minute, and available reclining lounge seats that unwind you the next. Visit kia.com/EV9 to learn more. Ask your Kia dealer for availability. No system, no matter how advanced, can compensate for all driver error and or driving conditions. Always drive safely.
Listen to the 48 Hours podcast for shocking murder cases and compelling real-life dramas from one of television's most watched true crime shows. Go behind the scenes of each episode with award-winning CBS News correspondents and producers in Postmortem, a weekly deep dive. Listen to 48 Hours wherever you get your podcasts.
Alright, what's up guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss Show. In today's episode, I wanted to talk on how racism still exists, because there's some people in this world that just wants to forget that racism exists. Like, they're like, no, I haven't heard no racist comments in the past couple of months. So overall, no, yeah, racism, it stopped existing, I guess. But anyways, so the motivation behind this episode. So recently I've been posting a lot of different videos from my other channels onto my main channel, because I've been doing like a little bit of construction amongst my channels and stuff. So there was one video that I had recently posted where it was a guy. So he went to the most racist city in America. And he was just holding up like a Black Lives Matter sign. People was, approaching him, being all crazy and all that stuff. And I think that's how that video, I had to watch that video again, because it's been a minute since I seen that video. Maybe they wasn't even acting crazy. Maybe he just, wanted to see what would happen. But overall, yeah, that was the video, right? So I was, of course, saying my spiel about, racism and things. I felt like I wasn't saying anything wrong. I don't know. Like, I felt like, a lot of the stuff that I said in that video, it was either me talking on my own experience or talking on stuff that I've seen with people that literally look just like me, where it's like some young black man or just somebody of the same race as me. Where it's like, you see them go through some stuff, and then it's like, next thing you know, it's like having it where it's like Black Lives Matter protesters be having to go all across the world to, literally talk on how our Black Lives Matter. And the thing is this, because somebody was trying to throw that out there, that it's like the Black Lives Matter movement, it's a scam, there's people, doing shady things. I'm like, look, that's on them. The reason why I say Black Lives Matter is because I don't want somebody to look at me talking about that their life feels threatened and I'm out and about minding my own business, and then next thing you know, it's like people are wearing me on a t-shirt. People are watching my videos talking about RIP TMossBoss. Oh man, we lost a young legend. We did this. We lost this. We lost. That's something that I don't want people to go through. I don't want them to have to go through that because somebody, quote unquote, felt that their lives were in danger. I'm saying, and it's like, especially if I'm just out and about minding my own business, because that's usually how a lot of that stuff goes. And it's crazy because, so somebody had left this comment, and it was just such an ignorant comment, but they go on to say it. I'm like, are you black? Because if you're not black, then you should, I'm going to just say that right now. If you're not black, you should not be talking on black people's living conditions, all right? Where you got there's black people in this world that are homeless. There's black people in this world living on Section 8. There's black people in this world where they're having to get their kids taken away because they can't properly take care of them. Now, yeah, that's how it is with a lot of different people and races, but black people are going through it too. So it trips me out. But so anyway, so the guy, he goes on and he leaves a comment talking about black people are safe in America. When were we ever safe in America? I'm like, we were literally brought here. We were stolen, brought here just to get killed off. I don't get that. I don't understand that. Like, that's literally has been our history, bruh. It's like there's black people in this world that probably don't even know about like their true origins, like, about their history, because their history got buried off. And it's like, now it's like you got people out here where they got to start up a whole new life and do this and do that. Yeah, that was back like during the slavery days and things. But I'm saying, it's like, it's stuff like that. How was black people safe back then? Fast forward, slavery ended and all that stuff. Now you have it where there's black people literally being just lynched. just, you know, having it where it's Emmett Till. He was killed because, and it was even no, I think that's what it was like he didn't even whistle at no woman. When was black people safe then? You had a kid, a child, bruh, a child get killed for not, like, what? He either, it's either a situation where he did whistle at her, but he didn't mean no harm or no, like, you know, like, issues behind it, but still, a kid, though, and a day, if, like, and I guarantee and I promise you, if something like that were to happen today, like, no, oh, the United States, we would be at war amongst ourselves. I'm saying, and it's like that's something where I'm all like, black people didn't seem safe back then. Okay, fast forward, you know, now it's like it's the 90s and stuff. What about the one dude, freaking, dang, I can't think of that guy's name. Rodney King, all right? My thing is this, all right, so yeah, let's say he's under the influence, you know, high, drunk, whatever the situation was, you know, driving recklessly down the road, all that stuff. Did that still give a reason for those cops to stand around him and beat this man within an inch of his life? That don't seem safe. Fast forward some years later, you got a kid literally just walking home, minding his own business. Neighbor comes running up out his house talking about where are you going, what you doing, this and that, fighting with this kid. Literally can hear this kid in a 911 call screaming for dear life for this man to just leave him alone, shot and killed. Now we all know who Trayvon Martin is. And I'm saying that you guys worked fast forward some years later, Breonna Taylor and George Floyd. And black people have been safe in America when? I'm like, it's stuff like that when people, when they say some stuff like that, it's like, you don't know nothing about black history. I'm like, fam, I feel like I know like the bare minimum when it comes to black history, but I feel like I know a lot more about black history than a old white 50-something-year-old, you know, Trump supporter that's trying to tell me about black history. I'm like, fam, you cannot tell a black person about black history. I don't care what school you done went to. I don't care what, like, books you done read. I don't care what articles you done read online. Fam, you do not know more about black history than a black person themselves. Even if I didn't even know nothing about black history, fam, throughout the years of me living, I've seen black history that took place years ago literally take place right in front of our eyes. So I'm saying, and it's like having it where a man, he's jogging down the street, minding his own business. And you mean to tell me this man's jogging? He is like, he's not looking like a criminal, like how some people want to portray it. He wasn't looking threatening. He wasn't doing nothing to nobody. A father, a son, and their friend chase this man down and shoot and kill him. Because they felt threatened. You have guns. You can clearly see this man jogging with no weapons, nothing. If he had a weapon, don't you think he would have pulled it out? He had no weapon on him. And they just randomly shot and killed this man. You're in, my thing is this, right? If somebody's messing with you, or if somebody's trying to break into your house, or if somebody's trying to do something to like alter your living conditions, that's when you pull out weapons and start fighting for your life. But if this man is jogging down the street, he ain't did nothing to you. I'm saying, if you really felt that this man was doing something, how come you guys didn't call the cops? How come y'all felt like that you guys need to track him down? There's more of you than him, and you felt that you need to track him, chase him down, and shoot and kill him. And now it's like you have it where there's this man's family, okay? This man's family can't talk to him no more. Like, I really want to, like, you know, paint that picture for somebody out there that wants to argue with me about whether racism exists or doesn't exist or whatever that, you know, want the conversation to be, or no, about black people being safe, because that's the conversation. Black people being safe in America. That's going to be the conversation. Ask you know, George Floyd's daughter, does she feel safe? Do you think George Floyd felt safe the day he died? Like that last 8 minutes of his life, do you think that he felt safe? Same with Breonna Taylor, where you got cops surrounding your apartment, shooting at you from all angles. Do you think that she felt safe? Trayvon Martin, do you think that he felt safe? I'm saying Emmett Till, let's go back some years. slaves throughout like the 200 years slavery was a thing. Do you think any black person throughout that time frame had felt safe? And this is American history. This is literally stuff that's happened in America. I'm saying it's like when they try to like tell, it's like when they try to tell, and that's all that's been happening underneath that video. It's just a bunch of like probably old white men, women, whoever, trying to tell me about black history, trying to tell me about the living conditions for a black person. And I'm like, let's just ask that first question. Are you black? Like, that's what I would like to know. And it's just, man, that's one thing about the internet, is that it's so weird when it comes to like just certain things. And I feel like when it talks on like subjects, when it's like talking about race and stuff, it's just, man, I find it so hard that it's like people think along those lines. I find it so hard that there is people out there that are that ignorant, bro. I'm like, fam, it's something where it's just you ask, and even if it's like, because I know that would be something that people want to bring up, and it's like, well, what about gang members? You know, there's black gang members that shoot and kill other black gang members. Do you think they feel safe? Obviously, they don't feel safe if they're having to go around. So I'm like, at what point in time, whether it's black on black crime, black on white crime, just black crimes in general, when has any black person felt safe? In them times where you have it where there's famous rappers getting shot and killed, where you have it where there's the famous rappers' friends that are getting shot and killed, where you have it where it's a distant relatives of the famous rappers' friends that are getting shot and killed. I'm saying, I'm like, that's something where in black people are safe in America. If that is the case, then why did Black Lives Matter start? You know, why is it that you still have it to this day where there's like black people still marching up and down the streets? I'm saying literally because of black people's lives that are no longer here with us. So that's why I'm like, when people are trying to tell me about black lives and stuff, I'm like, look, you can tell me everything you know about black lives. I literally live a black life day and night, 24/7. 27 years of my life, since 1996, of literally being born into this world. All right, they put down on my birth certificate African American. That ain't changing. That's me forever. So I feel like that black history was literally embedded into me. Yeah, as a kid, you know, you ain't gonna really know about that stuff, but then as you get older and you read a couple of books and you watch a couple of Martin Luther King documentaries, you know, and you watch the news every blue moon, you're going to learn something about black history. And then you're going to go back and you're going to learn, read about some other stuff about black history, like in the, you know, early, 1950s, 40s, 30s, 20s. You know, you're looking and you're like, dang, this stuff ain't no different, bruh. And there's names that I have even like mentioned, and it's like there's so much black history, and I'm like, it's funny how people, they try to tell me that I need to do my research and I need to learn about black history, and I'm like, I laugh about that stuff because I'm like, I think my face, I think, you know, when I do TikToks, you know, maybe with my streams and with my podcast, like, you guys don't really know what race I am. But yes, I am black. I feel like that needs to be said and stuff. That, yes, I am a black man, all right? But if you need a little bit more proof, like, maybe you don't take my word for it. Maybe you're like, I don't know. He don't say the N-word in every sentence and things, so I'm unsure. Just look up TMossBoss, all right? Look up TMossBoss, whether you're on Instagram, whether you're on Twitter, whether you're on YouTube, TikTok. I'm saying just look up TMossBoss. You may not see my face on you know, my podcast and some of my streams, but you're definitely gonna see my face on the platforms that I did, and especially YouTube. Just go and search up my main channel, TMossBoss. It shows a black man. So do you think by telling a black man that he don't know nothing about black people, how do you think that's gonna look? It's not like I'm the only black person in my family. Like, I wasn't adopted. It wasn't like I don't know who my family is and stuff. But even if that was the case, it's like, fam, I still feel like that I'm going to. All right, so yeah, let's just say that I was adopted by a white family, and they didn't teach me nothing about Black history. They taught me pretty much what my family taught me, is to just love one another, you know, because I come from a very religious family and stuff. So yes, we practice what we either preach or what we hear somebody preaching, right? But anyways, let's just say, you know, the TMossBoss life, it changed. It was altered. Let's say, yeah, I was adopted, you know, and yeah, I got adopted to a white family. And they told me absolutely nothing about Black history. The thing is this. All the stuff that didn't happen in this world, that ain't gonna change. It ain't gonna change because my life changed. There's Black people still being wrongfully shot and killed, chased around and killed, whatever the situation is. But there's Black people still being wrongfully killed. In the present day, yesterday, and years ago. None of that stuff is going to change. Martin Luther King's death ain't going to change. I'm saying it's like, it's stuff like that where it's like, people, you really have to sit down and think about it. When you're trying to tell a Black person about a Black life or Black Lives Matter or whatever the situation is, you trying to tell somebody about that type of stuff, or even the original conversation about Black people being safe in America and stuff. It's like, you can't tell that to me. Because it's like, it's one of those things where it's like, when I look at a cop, I nod my head. And I'm thinking to myself, if that cop nods his head back, he's a good cop. But if he doesn't, and he pulls his car over, and he's all like, you know, put your hands up, do this, do that, I'm not gonna feel safe. So that's what I'm saying. I'm like, you know, and that's my advice to any Black person out there. You know, you deal with a cop or just, you know, whoever. It's like, hey, just listen, so you'll just be able to live to tell that story of how you was racially profiled. That's something that still exists too. So I'm saying, it's like, people, look, I'm gonna just tell y'all this for the one and only time. Please don't try to tell me about Black people. Don't try to tell me about Black history. Don't try to tell me about anything that involves Black people. And you're not Black. And I'm not going to believe it if somebody come messaging me talking about, hey, I'm a Black man and I seen your, or heard your podcast episode. And just to clarify that I'm a Black person, I eat chicken and drink Kool-Aid, and I've seen Boys in the Hood 100 times. I'm like, look, bruh, you can say all of that, but if you're going to take the time to try to explain to me about being Black and things, I'm saying I think what I'm saying, and it's something that it's like, you know, let's just say if they ever hear this podcast episode, and they hear me and they're going to be all like, yeah, no, that's some real stuff. I'm saying, it's like, yeah, I don't think a Black person is going to be sitting down trying to argue with me about, and I don't know, unless they've just been brainwashed and they on some get out stuff. I'm like, if that's the case, now I'm saying we got to call, what's that guy's name? It's like Daniel something. We're going to have to call him, and we're going to have to bring out some camera phones and start taking, you know, some flash photos of people to snap them out of whatever mindset that they got built up in their head and things. But yeah, overall, I'm not hearing nobody that's going to try to tell me about Black history and you're not Black yourself. I'm like, you could go through a whole process of becoming a professor at a college, teaching me about Black history. And if you are not Black, that stuff is going to be invalid. I'm not going to hear nothing there, or how a Black person should act, or what a Black person should do, or whether a Black person is safe or not in America. It's like, fam, not hearing that. None of that. All right. So anyways, and that being said, I will talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening. Stay tuned for the next episode. Make sure you follow me across all social media platforms at TMossBoss. Also, make sure you like and subscribe if you're viewing this on YouTube. Follow and subscribe if you're viewing this on the podcast streaming service. Thank you guys for watching and or listening, and peace.